Disclaimer, this video is intended for commentary, review, and entertainment purposes under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. All opinions expressed are my own and are based on publicly available content. No copyright infringement is intended. Any clips, images, music, or trademarks featured belong to their respective owners. The purpose of this content is to provide an analysis, reactions, and discussion on reality television, entertainment news, social media topics, and pop culture. Viewer discretion is advised.
I swear to God, I got some shit for you. I got some shit for your weekend.
You got somebody for me?
This is
Hey guys, gals, and everyone in between. It's your girl, JayPee. Go bitch, go bestie. Gave up with these hoes cause they messy. Cause they're whole bestie. Not my motherfucking best friend. Not my motherfucking best friend. Not my best friend. Cause I'm my what? I'm my motherfucking best friend. I was 6'7" before there was a 6'7". Thank you. Anyways, we are back with Bad Boys, Dominican Republic, Ep.2, DR. And no shade, I know, I apologize. I know we are a couple episodes behind, no shade. But y'all know I'm finna lock in. And yeah, we gotta get this show on a roll. So without further ado, let's hop right into the episode, boo. Alright, so we pick right back up with Jayda and Noel, okay, going at it again. So before things got physical or whatever, Noel did have that conversation, you know, with his family, his grandfather in the phone room, you know, saying how he had his blood clots and he got emotional, etc., etc. Jayda was basically saying how he felt like Noel should go home and that he was doing all this crying or whatever. And I didn't really know why Jayda was going so hard for Noel to go. Like, it's only the second day, and you know, there's a few people that kind of aren't really giving or putting on a show really, but I feel like Noel isn't really in that group. Like, he stood on, you know, what he said he wants to stand on. He's not really attention seeking or trying to do anything for the cameras or clout, but he stood on everything so far that he said he was going to. So I just don't know why Jayda's so adamant on getting him sent home. The two of them end up running a couple more rounds. They take it now outside for some more room, because they was fighting in that little phone room and the little around the cameras and equipment and shit. It was too narrow and tight for they big, tall, strong asses. So they took it outside to handle that.
Hey, get in there, get in there, get in there, get in there!
And the fights broke up pretty quick, but I would say like the last round, Jayda definitely for sure got, you know, Noel pinned to the ground a little bit and did a little Spartan kick. Okay, this is Sparta.
I got it.
And kind of made him fall back, but it wasn't anything too major. So after that, Corey and Cozy end up going to the hospital to check on their little injuries or whatever. We know for sure Corey's hand is broke, or his finger was broke. Cozy, he said his nose was feeling a little funny or whatever. Anyways, back at the house, Jayda informed some of the housemates that him and Noel got into it. And at the same time of him, you know, speaking about his altercation with Noel, he also calls out Shawty again. He was basically like, yeah, I know we squashed it or whatever, but I'm gonna need that again because you kind of got my eye looking messed up or whatever.
And I want everybody to know, Shawty, you too. You messed up my eye, bitch. You're getting it today too. We apologize for this, but bitch, we're doing that.
So Shawty wastes no time, okay? He runs up, and it wasn't the best run up. He ended up on the ground with Jayda, but I respect him, you know, he stood on business and his respect. And I kind of am on Shawty's side, like, don't tell me we cool or we squashed it and then you got more animosity out the woodworks. Like, no. So Landon tells everyone that we need to gather up and he announces that it's time for a house meeting. So John and Sace back and forth, keep arguing. Sace keeps threatening John, saying, I got something for you. But then when John's like, so do you want to fight? Like, you want to get down right now? Sace is like, no, not right now. I'm gonna wait till my eye I told you it's on my time. I'm gonna wait till my eye go down and then we can get that. And Sace is just a little bit annoying to me right now. Like, yeah, he's cute, whatever, he's eye candy. I know a lot of the fans are like boosting him up. They're hyping him up more than what he's actually giving on the show. I can kind of read through the little persona or whatever he's trying to put on. But, I mean, it's entertaining. Like, hey, if y'all gonna keep fighting and arguing, I'm here to watch it and consume, so. But anyways, the house gathers. Cozy and Corey are still not here yet, but everyone else is pretty much here. So they're just gonna start the house meeting. And Landon basically was just like, everyone needs to put whatever animosity or whatever they have on the floor and stand on that shit.
Anybody that got an issue, that shit need to be stood on right here, right now, or you can either go home.
Noel.
So in the midst of this, Jayda then tells everyone like, oh, and Noel said he wants to fight anyone that voted him out the house. So I guess Landon did like this little tally mark system where he went around asking everyone who they think should go home. Noel ended up with the most votes against him, and yeah. Landon says everyone can speak for themselves, so he's not gonna like throw them under the bus. He just wants them to tell Noel who they were that voted him out. So the first person that speaks up was pretty boy Shoddy. I just added that pretty boy in there. He is pretty though, and his eyes are cute. So Shoddy pretty much explains that he voted Noel because he felt like he was scared of Jayda. And yeah, that was pretty much his reasoning. I guess Noel was pretty cool and cordial with Shoddy, and he was like, nah, like, we don't gotta fight over that, like, you good type shit. Then Landon says that he also voted for Noel to go home, and immediately Noel was just like, you wanna run it?
So, who else said it?
I did.
Okay, you wanna run it?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, let's run.
And baby, you don't gotta ask Landon twice. He is a playboy, okay? So the two square up, all right, and they go about 3 to 4 rounds. No shade. Noel was, standing his ground, but Landon was just coming from the shoulders. And he real fast and skinny, so.
What that bitch?
There you go. Get it.
I don't think Noel could really keep up with him, but nonetheless, he wasn't scary or nothing like that, and I respect it. And then after their altercation, Poodie walks up on Noel and like, you want to get that? You need that? And then they go about 3 rounds.
What we doing?
And I would say like 2nd or 3rd round, Noel wasn't really trying to fight with all his might. So overall, I would give it to Poodie. Nonetheless, everyone stood on business and held their ground. So yeah. And then the conversation shifts to Check. So then Landon asks the house like, who voted for Check to go home, blah, blah, blah. Immediately Lynx stands up. I did. Like, of course you did, bitch. And his reasoning once again is he feels like Check isn't a bad boy. Check let Lynx beat him up and didn't really fight back or even attempt to fight back. So that's why he feels like he should go. So then, him and Check eventually end up squaring up and they go 3 rounds. And first round was Check's best round. He was actually attempting to swing. He had his head up. Somehow Lynx ended up on the ground. I don't know if security pulled him down or one of the hits made him stumble.
Hands up.
But we're just gonna give it to Check, That's probably the only fight or round he will take maybe this season, so maybe not. Maybe he has another fight, you never know, but for right now, we're just gonna get first round to Check. But the next 2 rounds, of course, Lynx took him a little bit through there. He was wearing these little slippers and Check was just slipping all over the place and getting bopped up in the head. I kind of felt bad, but hey, he stood on business, okay? Also, if I didn't say it before, make sure y'all grab y'all drinks, okay, y'all snacks. I'm on this little extreme twisted tea. I never had this flavor. It says it's tropical peach. It's kind of giving me Four Loko vibes, and I'm not the biggest fan of Four Loko, but it doesn't really taste exactly like it. It just smells kind of like it, but it's not making me nauseous or that sick feeling that I used to get when I used to drink Four Lokos. Oof. Some cans I could not even finish, no shade. But yeah, I still like Czech, no matter if he's a worse fighter or maybe not as confrontational as other people. I just like what he stands for, and he was pretty much like, I'm not here to fight, but I'm not duck and wreck either. So, period. And he's from Florida, so real Florida boy shit, period. Then Noel gets asked who he thinks should go home. He feels like Czech should go home. John then asks, was I the only one who voted for Sid? Like Sid from Ice Age, I'm guessing. Talking about Sace. And then that immediately reignites another argument between the both of them. John was like, shut up, bitch ass, or what'd he say? He said, if your bitch ass don't want to fight, shut up. And then Sace was like, you shut your bitch ass up. Sean went, started heading towards Sace, okay? Sace dropped his little ice pack, kind of did a little square up, and then John rushed him, no shade. And yeah, they ended up falling over the couch, onto the floor. There was about 2-3 securities on them trying to break it up. It wasn't, you know, anything too crazy, but I was waiting for this because I knew something was gonna happen. Sace just be popping it a little bit too much for someone trying to be on the defensive or victim side. Like, he just pop, 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 pop. And then in the confessional, Sace was pretty much like, John doesn't really know how to fight, but he got some serious fates he gonna have to run soon. Once again, threatening him or foreshadowing that he's gonna try to get somebody on John.
But you don't know how to fight for real. And you're gonna have to run some real fades coming up soon.
I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see what transpires. So as the meeting continues, Landon says Alpha Ant is cool, but he feels like he's too quiet. He does acknowledge that, you know, is Ant's personality and it's cool, but he's just trying to see, you know, a little more from him. Shortly after, the meeting comes to an end. So next scene, we have Landon and Poodie chatting on the bed, and they're pretty much talking, saying that Natalie had said IslandBoi was on his way, so they're trying to figure out if he's coming tonight and what's the tension between him and Jayda. So Jayda joins them, and Poodie asks, you know, what's the deal between you and IslandBoi? Jayda kind of fills them in with the backstory, kind of says everything happened online and people didn't know if it was really organic or not, or whatever. But yeah, he says when he gets here, they're going to fight, and that's just that. So then they end up going out to the pool. It's nighttime now, and I believe it was Alpha Ant, Shoddy, Jayda, Poodie, Landon, Czech, and Sace chilling at the pool. Landon says like he feels like the house meeting, you know, went well and went how it was supposed to go, and that everybody, you know, stood on what they needed to stand on. Then inside the living room, we have Cozy, Lynx, Paris, and John chatting it up. Lynx brings up Corey again, says he still needs that, and he thinks it would be a fair fade because both of them have injured hands or whatever. And then Corey eventually walks in, and Lynx was basically like, oh, I want to fight you so bad, blah, blah, blah. Corey's like, I'm not fighting you right now, not until my hand feels better, blah, blah, blah. Lynx starts getting heated, trying to stand up and walk towards Corey, but John's kind of holding him back and also trying to protect Corey at the same time. It was kind of funny and cute. I don't know.
Explosive, just like you. I'm being respectful. Corey, I'm being respectful.
Then outside again by the pool, Shawty approaches Jayda and questions him. He asks if they're actually good because he was confused from earlier. Like, he said we squashed the beef, but then you wanted to fight again. And he feels like Jayda isn't a genuine person. He feels like if I squash it with someone, like, it's done. So he doesn't know if Jayda's doing this for camera time or a certain look. Jayda kind of responds with a slick comment, kind of asking Shawty like, okay, all those words you saying come to a conclusion of what? Like, what are you trying to say? And that kind of triggers Shawty, so Shawty instantly tries to rush Jayda.
Come on.
But Jayda stood up quick and, you know, stepped in the pool, and then Shawty joins him in the pool, and he's like, what's up? What's up, child? And then the two of them start wrestling and tussling in the waters, okay? They were just splashing around everywhere. Security had hopped in the pool, scrambling to separate them. It was just a wet mess. So the noise attracts everybody from the living room, and they end up going outside to see what all the commotion is about.
They got it over there.
Yo, wait, hold on.
Come on, let's go outside.
They're fighting?
So eventually everyone ends up going back into the living room, and Sace tells Corey that, oh, I voted you to go home. Corey kind of brushes it off like, okay, I don't care, and you're boring. He's so funny and snappy. Like, he might not be my favorite, but he is good TV. Like, and he is more entertaining than a few of the people they're trying to hype, like Sace. Like, I'd rather watch a season full of Corey than Sace, because I mean, at least I know Corey's gonna pop it and, you know, stand on his shit when he's not injured with a broken hand. And then he even called Sace a background character. Corey then says how he feels like day one, he felt like Noel should have went home. But considering he was at the hospital all day and, you know, wasn't here at all for most of the day to see what went on, he doesn't feel like he really should have a say of who goes home. And then IslandBoi arrives. So IslandBoi explained that, you know, he missed a couple of days or whatever due to a passport situation, but yeah, he's back and he's coming in hot. So he walks in, the house greets him, and then he drops some tea. Some twisted tea, okay? Not sponsored. Anyways, he claims that Jayda actually wanted Landon and Poodie to turn on each other and fight. And then he also alleges that Jayda said everybody in the house could get the belts except for Paris and Adonis.
Jayda decided to say she's gonna force y'all to the fight. Miss Jayda decided to say everyone in this house can get the belt except Miss Paris and Adonis.
So Jayda asked IslandBoi like, okay, what you gonna do about it? What you wanna do about it? And IslandBoi takes off, hops over the couch, and rushes Jayda. So they both end up falling on the ground, but security breaks it up pretty quickly. They go a second round, and this round IslandBoi did pretty decent. I guess one of the hits or something, or the way he swung kind of made Jayda like maybe stumble back, and he kind of like slipped and flew across the floor. And, you know, he was popping his shit or whatever. Then they go a third round. So IslandBoi tries to kick Jayda, and Jayda caught that leg and kind of dragged him to the floor and was but security once again breaks it up pretty quickly. After the fight, IslandBoi is kind of like in pain. I guess he pulled his hamstring or something's wrong with his leg, and he stated that he immediately wanted to seek medical attention because he has a long way to go in the season, so he wants to heal or get recovered now so he can stand on business later. So Paris finds himself in the middle. He is both friends with Jayda and IslandBoi. So yeah, he's visibly stressed and emotional and trying to play peacemaker. Then at one point, Jayda tells Corey or something to shut up and that he needs to go home, I think, which leads Corey to, you know, pop it at the mouth. And then Jayda tries to lunge over the couch and chase Corey. Security does, you know, get a hold of Jayda, and Corey's running, you know, around to the other side of the living room. And then he even does a cartwheel.
Back the fuck up. I can't right now. I told you back the fuck up. I told you back the fuck up. I told you back the fuck up.
As, you know, security's holding Jayda back, pretty much taunting him. But now everybody's kind of looking at him funny, because it's like, your hand's broke, but you're doing a cartwheel. So like Poodie, Landon, and Lynx are like, you're faking it, bro. Like, you just did a whole cartwheel, but you're saying your hand broke, blah, blah, blah.
When a broken hand leaves. He's injured.
A broken hand, he doing cartwheels. Bitch, oh hell no! He doing cartwheels. You're faking!
So now Lynx decides that he wants his fate immediately. So then he tries to get at Corey, but security has him pinned against the wall. And Corey's like, nah, I did a cartwheel, but that shit really did hurt. Like, my shit is still, you know, messed up or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, Corey, I do believe it, because I seen your finger. It was looking a little crazy. So, you know, I do believe your hand's broke, but you did just do a whole cartwheel. So that was a little weird. Like, I don't know. And John, you know, once again is trying to kind of be like a protector of Corey. He keeps telling him like, stand back against the wall, like move away, Corey, blah, blah, blah. Then Paris walks to IslandBoi to check up on him, but then they end up having a heated conversation. He was basically telling IslandBoi like, you put me in a messed up situation. Both of y'all my friends. Like, we could have squashed this years ago and been deaded the beef or whatever.
You're my friend and he's my friend. You put me in a situation. We could have squashed this shit a long time ago.
By the end of the conversation, he's so stressed. He's like, I need a damn cigarette. I need a cigarette. And IslandBoi is like, you don't need no cigarette. And then they start yelling. And then the episode ends. So for next week, we have Poodie asking Jayda, was it true, you know, that he was trying to get Landon and him to fight?
Is it true that you said that you was gonna, you know what I'm saying, break me and Landon up?
And Jayda denies it from what I've seen. Then we also see Lynx confronting Landon about an alleged picture that Landon took behind his back or something.
You had the nerve to take a picture of me behind my motherfucking back.
That conversation quickly turns into a fight. And yeah, we see them fighting. And then I think one of the rounds I even see Poodie hop in and start swinging on Lynx. Then we see Corey, you know, putting his 2 cents in again, saying like, this shit don't make sense or something. That makes Landon kind of snap at him. But then Poodie ends up taking off Mink and swinging on Corey. So then we see Corey being took through there. Okay, Poodie was taking him through there. And I think Landon then tried to jump in and attack Corey. And then to make matters worse, Sace and John are arguing once again on this burner. Then next thing you know, they both get it in. And the preview, it did look like Sace was, you know, throwing a few more punches that actually landed this time. But John was still in there.
Trying to sneak me, you're scared. Why would I sneak I'm worried you because you're scared.
So I don't know, it might be given a tie, but they were on a sprinter fighting, so we'll really just have to wait and see the outcome of this shit. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed Bad Boys DR episode 2. And yeah, episode 3 is on the way, baby, no shade. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure y'all have liked, comment, subscribe, okay? Turn those post notifications on, period, if you want to keep up with a bad bitch like me, no shade. And y'all know the mantra, don't forget to keep continuing to be the bad bitch you were born to be, because who else was going to be it for you? Exactly, bitch, that part. Well, y'all, I will see y'all in the next one. Stay safe wherever you are, wherever you live. And yeah, JayPee out. Mwah.